guys, me, Lucy Spills. So today I'm going to be reacting to Miss Bonnie Blue and some of her interviews, and then I'm going to fire off some of my opinions. So let's dive in. Everything I talk about in my videos is my opinion only, so sit back, relax, grab yourself a cuppa or a drink of your choice and enjoy. So as I'm talking about Bonnie Blue, of course I'll be extensively talking about sex work, so if this is triggering for anyone, please do feel free to scroll on. So if you've been under a rock and haven't heard of Miss Blue, well, she promotes things like sleeping with 18-year-olds, enjoying taking their V card, the Virgin, and also promoting things like sleeping with 1,000 men in one day, which she allegedly did, and then proceeded to interview these absolutely gross men afterwards, and they never show the faces because they're probably effing married. I'm sorry, I get so mad. If anyone knows my history, 10 years ago I was groomed into sex work as a sex worker, and I was groomed into it. I had no choice. I used to get 10, 20 men sent into me and tag team. I had no choice. I was trapped. So does Miss Blue not realise when she proudly states that she's a whore, prostitute, etc., etc., things I used to get called on a daily basis by these gross men, and she says, proudly says, yeah, I'm a slut, I'm a whore, I'm a prostitute. A prostitute is not a choice. Prostitutes is most of them are just trapped and cannot get out of it as they're being controlled by men, well, pimps, you know. So this is why I'm so passionate about this. Sorry, I had to get comfy, so little different setup. So anyway, she also promoted something called a petting zoo, where she would be in a glass box like David effing Blaine and wants to be tied up and lets as many men as she likes do whatever they want to her. She wants them to pull her hair, spit on her, etc., etc., which I will delve into with these podcasts. So the only one I'm going to be reacting to is one by Standout TV, and it's called Two Women Who Will Never Agree. Bonnie Blue interview, The Standoff. Now this is with Michelle at Standout TV, who I absolutely love.
Yeah, but then prior to that, my full-time job was recruitment. And then what, because that's a big jump. Yeah, a slight difference. It's a big jump, like that's...
I'm going to stop her there. She didn't leave a job in recruitment. She left a job as a talent agency and went over to Oz for the sole purpose of being a cam model. I can only assume she didn't want anyone knowing at that time how times have changed, you know. So so I can only assume she left a job as a talent at the talent agency because she's talentless apart from these talents she's promoting. Oh, so talented, Bonnie Blue, aren't you?
Recruitment to, what would you classify yourself now, like work-wise, if someone says what do you do for a living?
OnlyFans, but people call it prostitution, slut, slag, whatever.
Yeah.
So I take any word.
Oh, you're just happy with anything?
Yeah, like I'm not phased. Like when you do OnlyFans, no matter the length of your content, you can be called, oh, you're selling your body, you're a prostitute, you're a slut, like, so I take any word that comes with it.
But essentially that's the truth, isn't it? Like, you are selling your body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you don't mind the repercussions of what
No,
comes with it?
it's hard work being a slut, like I've earned the title.
So you enjoy being called a slut?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she enjoys being called a slut. That just says it all about Miss Blue, doesn't it? This is, like I said, this is things I used to get thrown at me on a daily basis. And prostitution, my love, is not a choice for many women. And why are you proudly saying, oh yeah, I'm a slut, I'm a whore? What is wrong with you? Also, it's hard work being a slut. I don't think it is. Any girl can go and do what you're doing. any girl. So what are you talking? It's hard work being a slut. What are you talking about? God, she is a walking parody of herself, honestly. So, let's continue.
So it's not like an offensive thing, so...
No.
So you are like a professional hoe, and you're happy about that?
Yeah, it's like hard work to get this body count.
What is your body count?
It's coming up to 2,000.
2,000 men?
Yeah, 2,000. It is high.
Okay, so what was your life like growing up? So prior to like everything that you've done, what was you like as a child?
Just like I had the most normal childhood. I've got like mum, dad, sister, lived in like a small village. We were like, I had hobbies alongside school. I wasn't naughty at school, but like, yes, I didn't do my homework. Like, yes, I'd be late class. It was just like a cheeky, but not naughty, not like mischievous or anything like that. Was doing like dancing alongside school.
Yes, and you failed.
Just normal childhood.
So it was like any experienced trauma in your childhood that you can recall that would have...
Zero trauma, no daddy issues. People look into my past a lot and they're like...
I'm going to stop her there. So, her words, not mine. Daddy issues. So, sorry, I keep trying to get comfy because I'm not too good today. So, she says she has no daddy issues. Her words, not mine. And she does. Because she's never met a real dad. She was brought up by a stepdad. So, there we go. Line number 2.
It must be something. Like, something must be happening.
Because it is a big thing to just go from like having this beautiful life in a village to people on camera.
That's like, it was a beautiful life, but God, it was boring. It's the same as everybody else's life. Like, nothing happened.
Did you have a high sex drive
let's just
growing
insult
up?
everyone.
I won't say it was that high. Like, I was in a long-term relationship, so yes, I had a lot of sex, but it was just with my partner.
Yeah.
I lost my virginity quite young, but still, there's no trauma around it. I just chose to lose my virginity young.
At what point when you were doing your recruitment?
Yeah.
Or what was it like? What ticked in your head that was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna go.
She wasn't doing recruitment.
So, like the whole time during recruitment, I just thought this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. Everyone was trying to have stories and going, oh, in my past I did this, or oh, I want to do this in the future. And I thought is, oh, I finished school, I've gone into apprentice in recruitment, and now I'm going to do recruitment for the rest of my life. And
yeah.
Like,
lies and fairy tales.
There's like a million other jobs.
Yeah, but still like for me, it was very office space, and money is shit.
But like you're a pretty girl. You could have gone into modelling, you could have gone into acting, you could have been like an influencer.
It's also very hard to get into that.
So people.
Not really. Like, I love that, and that's what I've got passion about.
You have passion about having multiple men.
So she has a passion, like Michelle says, of effing people on camera. That's her passion. That's her hobby. Again, can you imagine if a male was promoting all this? You know? And she just casually just insults everyone who works in an office and says it's boring, you know. So everyone who works in an office, why don't you do what Miss Blue does? Go off and F a load, like 1,000 people. That will make you so talented. So talented.
Entering your body on a continuous basis.
Multiple orgasms a day. Like, sex is focused on pleasure and enjoyment. Yeah. I just get a lot more of it than most people.
But how can you find pleasure in short spurts? Because was it 100 men that you had sex with?
I did 1,057.
How's it possible?
It was a lot of work. It was sort of like a rotation. Every 40 seconds, somebody new was inside of me.
You say that so blankly, like it was just like...
Well, because like for the logistics to work, it was very structured.
Yeah, so how did you find pleasure in like short stops?
Like, I love the idea that I don't know who's going to be inside of me. There was times I was in a doggy and I'd turn around and I would have no idea who's in the back of me. And I love that.
That's disgusting.
I love it.
As a woman, there's just no self-respect.
I agree. That is absolutely disgusting. So she likes not knowing who is effing her from behind. I have no words. I have no words.
Respect there, or like no self-worth at all. There's no value. Like there's no value inside of you for you to just be like, anyone can me.
Oh, there is. Like, I value myself so much more now that I do this as opposed to in recruitment.
No, you don't.
When I worked in recruitment, I was given orders. I was told when I could have days off. If a family member was ill, I had to book that as annual leave to go and see them.
Yeah.
Now I get to spend unlimited time with my family, and I get to...
So the reason you're doing this, Miss Blue, is so you don't have to take annual leave. That's your excuse, is it? That is the shittiest excuse I have ever heard. So she doesn't want to do the normal thing of annual leave that everyone else does and is totally fine with it.
Family member was ill, I had to book that as annual leave to go and see them.
Yeah.
Now I get to spend unlimited time with my family and I get to do what I want to do.
Which is people.
Yeah, so if that includes 1,000 people that day, that's exactly what I do. Like, I'm in control. And I'm not saying this for everybody. I'm not saying you should 1,000 people, nor could you maybe do it. But if I want to do that, it's like my body and I take control of it.
Yeah,
and as a woman, we all say about how if we feel empowered by something, we should do that.
Yeah.
I feel empowered when I'm disrespected by over 1,000 men. Like, I have to...
Brilliant female empowerment, being disrespected by men there. Brilliant. What a lovely excuse. Oh my God. She enjoys being disrespected by men. I think that says it all. And what a feminist she is. She loves being disrespected by men. I think she's trying to portray herself as a feminist here. God.
mind them, spit on me, slap me, choke me, pull my hair because they're too polite to me.
It's like an act. But I don't...
Okay, so she's telling them to do this sad stuff to her. Spit on me, pull my hair, do this. What are these disgusting men then going to go on and do to the next female? The exact same stuff. So she's basically, like, this is terrible for women. So she's basically training men to disrespect women, spit on them and pull her hair and choke her. Oh, Bonnie Blue, you're so talented and full of female empowerment, aren't you?
Genuinely think you could have slept with 1,000 men and be so happy about it.
Yeah, no, I was so happy. Like,
I feel like maybe you've done it for content, or maybe you've done it for like clout, or you've said you've done it just to say you've done it, but you
I can show you the video.
No, I'll pass on the video because I think I'd be sick. But
well, then you can't say it's not true.
I'm just saying I can't fathom that actually being a thing. I couldn't imagine a woman happily allowing 1,000 men into her body and smile about it and say, well, I liked it. I didn't know.
So would you feel better if I was crying and upset about it?
No, I'd prefer if that's really your thing that you get off on.
Yeah.
You just go and do it in private.
I love
Why don't I need to do it in private? I'm proud of it.
Yeah, but
it's like going, oh, I've done an amazing piece of art, but I should hide it away.
But it's not, because doing art...
Art? This is art. So, her effing 1,000 people is art for you guys. So you can purchase it on OF. Lovely.
Doing art and becoming a combat kid is two completely different things.
No, it's very much art. Like, I see it as a performance.
Not art.
It's fun.
It's not. People aren't going to pay to go to a theatre and watch you get dug out by a million men. It's just not. It's not art.
I think you found my bank balance disagrees with what you just said.
I'm saying they wouldn't put it in a theatre.
Well, I'm actually doing my own.
She's so smug. She's so smug. I think my bank balance says something else. She lies about that also. I'll go into it further later. Now, I'm only going to do a further 10 minutes because it's a 32 long YouTube. So, 32 minute long YouTube, sorry. So, I'm only going to be reacting to like the first 10 minutes.
In theatre next month.
Oh,
so maybe you could come to that and you see the amount of men that pay to watch me be in a glass
petting
cage
zoo,
for hours.
right?
To do what in a glass cage?
Well, I'll just be like a zoo animal. They can come if they want to me. They can me if they just want to stare at me. They're welcome to. But I'm going to be tied up in a glass box.
Stare at her?
And my body is for everyone. It's happening in June.
So you're going to get paid to be in a box and just...
So is she David Blaine? Right, so this is like abuse. I mean, I'm sorry, it's a strong word, but it's like she's like letting men abuse her here and proudly promoting this. This sets us back so far. It really does.
Just let anyone do whatever they want to you.
Yeah. Well, obviously I get paid once I make the video, but the actual ad is completely free. I'm not saying, oh my God, for you to see me naked, you've got to pay loads of money. No, it's free of charge. Anybody can come.
Is there like a limit or a certain standard of man that can be around you?
No, as long as they're of legal age, like anybody and everybody's welcome. I don't discriminate.
Oh, tell me what the legal age is.
Small, big, anyone.
Out of the 1,000 men, there was a lot of barely legal boys. Do you not have a problem with the fact that they're literally borderline underage?
No, because they're 18.
But they're still children.
Yeah, but they're 18.
Facts. They're 18, you are still a child. Yes, I know you can drink and all that in the UK, you know, but you are still a child, you know. So basically, like I said before, she promotes a lot of doing schoolies, which is like freshers over in Oz, and she's also gone to the States to do freshers on the sole purpose to men, young men, like 18-year-olds, and she states she's 25. She's not. She's not, trust me. But even if she was 25, that's still so wrong. It's still so... What? Right. So, if she is training these young lads to spit on her, choke her, and all that, what are they going to go and do to the next young girl? You know? What are they going to do? I hate this woman so much. I really do.
What if he was 17?
Well, then no, 'cause that'd be illegal.
Would you still, if it wasn't on camera?
No.
A year younger.
No, so your limit is 18 years old, but they are still...
I'd happily take someone like on their 18th birthday. Like, no problem.
How old
because
are you?
they're 18, 25.
And you
Lies and fairy tales.
No problem.
not think
She's not 25. She is not 25. She was either born... I've seen two things about it. So she was either born in 1985, which would make her 40, or she was born in 1995, making her 30. So, no, she's not 25. Sorry, I know I did say I do like 10 minutes, but I'm too invested, so I'm going to do a little bit more.
I think it's damaging to them.
No, usually they'd have sex.
Yeah, it's
unprotected.
damaging to them.
Somebody they don't know. It could be on a one-night stand. They've been drinking.
And to
Maybe
women.
drugs are involved. They're going into an unsafe environment that they don't know.
Right. I would rather... So, I have an 11-year-old. When they get to teenage age, I would rather they had a one-night stand and went and had sex with someone. I would much rather that. It's not, you know, it's happened many, many times over generations, men and women alike, and it's been fine. There's been a few cases of pregnancies and STIs, but usually it's been okay, Miss Blue. So I loved that interview and I love Michelle. Very valid questions, you know, very valid. So I'm going to go into what a liar she is now. So firstly, the daddy issues. Her words again, not mine. And she does. She doesn't know her dad. Lies. And the job in recruitment, no. Talent agency, left it. Talentless. And then went to Oz. Not to like enjoy the beach and all that with her husband at the time, who actually was really okay with all this. I mean, what man would be okay with all this? What was wrong with him? Another thing I've heard a lie about in interviews is that she says she has top-of-the-range scanning equipment to check IDs for ages. They have to show said proof of STIs and stuff like that. So she states all that. Lies. They only have to consent to being on camera. That's it. Another thing she says is that these men are respectful. Lies. I can tell you from personal experience that these men are not respectful. What respectful man would queue up to go into a glass box where you are tied up like a zoo animal and spit, choke you and pull your hair? None of these men are respectful. They're absolutely disgusting. I mean, consenting to be on camera, their faces are blurred out when she's interviewing him. That's all we see her do. We don't see any proof of scanning equipment, you know, showing proof of STIs. She just interviews them before and after, and they don't show the gross faces. Sorry, I get so animated about this. They don't show the gross faces because they're probably married. So basically, they'll only be recorded when Bonnie Blue's on her knees. You know, that's the only time they'll be on camera. So as I said before, she was going to the States and she was doing and Oz to do freshers and schoolies. And she was doing TikToks like, come and I'm bringing 2 hot blondes with me, more holes. That's all I have to say about that. So like I said, she went over to the States and to Oz and did and effed a load of 18-year-olds. But she leaves out that she also went to universities like Nottingham, Birmingham and Derby trying to promote the same shit. I can only assume no one turned up. That's why she stayed quiet about it. And also, a narrative changes from interview to interview. So she says she gets checked. On one interview, I saw her say she gets checked for STIs every 2 weeks. On another, she said a week to 10 days. So, which is it, Miss Blue? So, as I've said, if the roles were reversed and this was a male, at the very, and they were promoting all this, you know, petting zoos, effing 1,000 people, promoting all that and getting women to queue up for them and etc, etc. I think they'd have a criminal record. What do you guys think? Drop in the comments. Also, if you're enjoying my content today, please do subscribe. It'll mean the world to me. Drop me a comment and give me a like and ring that notification bell. Another thing that is so scary is that we all know, like, lads, my 11-year-old's got a phone, for example. They've all got smartphones now. So they could purchase this. They could steal their mum and dad's, you know, card and purchase this footage. That is so frightening. So as an ex-sex worker, I would love to interview Miss Blue. I would love, but I don't think I could hold back. I really don't, because I was stuck. I didn't have a choice, as do most women who are sex workers. They're controlled by men, as I was. This is why I'm so passionate about this and really wanted to speak on it and react to this today, because Michelle was really calling her out, which she needed. I mean, no one really does that on interviews, you know, especially men. I mean, standard, you know. Yeah, so I think I have a right to speak on this, you know, as an ex-sex worker, and I really wanted to. So anyway, that's it for me today, guys. Much love.